Hey you guys, I decided I would go ahead and do my next video on the previous theme of self-love, the magic of self-love. I normally wait a few days to a week and I was going to do that this time, but for whatever reasons, I just felt pressed upon to make my second video on this theme. And I'm thinking it could be simply for the fact that I had so much to say to you guys last time, and I ran short on the time and I didn't get to say everything I wanted to say. And I felt like toward the end of the video I got kind of rushed. And I'm sure you got the gist of it, but I just wanted to say a few more things. And I also wanted to apologize to you guys because, as I mentioned in my last video, that when I do these videos, I have a particular theme that I want to speak on. And, aside from speaking on that theme, I bring in stones, I bring in herbs, and sometimes, I might get a little sidetracked and I might share something with you from my childhood or an experience that I had. And I just feel like, that is part of the experience of sharing, of growing, teaching and learning. It all is intertwined. And I think that the best teachers are the ones that teach from experience rather than books. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you're teaching something out of a book, or, if you went to school to learn a particular thing, that's great. I'm not trying to knock you, but I just feel like sometimes when you are trying to help someone understand something or to see something, that when you have experience in that particular, field, and you can share your experience, it helps people to learn better. It helps me to learn better, and I just hope that maybe if I share my experiences with you, maybe you can get a little bit more out of it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And, in doing that, along with speaking on a certain topic, and then I'm including stones or herbs or, whatever, it all seems to, intertwine, but it all takes up time. And sometimes I just feel like I may spend too much time speaking on one thing or explaining one thing, and the time gets away from me, and I just want to apologize for that, because there's always something that I wish I had included, or there's something else I wanted to say, and I'll think to myself, you wasted time, repeating things over and over and getting sidetracked. But you guys, that's just who I am. I know I have a big mouth. I know I get sidetracked, and sometimes I will go on and on about a certain thing, but I feel like there's a reason for that. I feel like maybe someone out there needs that extra few minutes of me speaking on that particular thing, and it just seems like time gets away from me, and I just wanted to mention that to you. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get going so I don't get sidetracked again. I'm going to light this little incense. It's honeysuckle. And you know what I think about cleansing your space. It's a necessary practice because negativity is always there. And negative energy is a low vibrational energy, and nothing good comes from a low vibrational energy. We want our energy up. We want our vibrations high, and you're not going to achieve that if there's any negative energy lingering around you. So I just suggest you always cleanse. And you don't even have to have a reason to cleanse, because Negativity has no goodness to it at all. It's not needed. It's something that we can do without. So anytime you feel the need, just cleanse. I'm going to leave the incense burning over here. And I guess the first thing I want to show you guys, and I'm just going to talk as I show you, is this big pretty fig leaf that I picked. And I kind of want to tell you a little something. I'm going to try to get to the point, but I have a fig tree in my yard. And the reason I'm mentioning the fig tree and that I brought the fig leaf is because it does pertain to the theme of self-love. And the reason being is that, for one, properties of a fig leaf, a fig tree, the bark, the twigs, all of the fig tree, even the fruit itself, has quite a few properties, but the properties that I'm concerned with are properties of love and also fertility. But and it kind of goes in with love, I guess you could say. But we're gonna focus on love and self-love, to be exact. It also has properties of just overall good luck, and it has properties of, calming one's mind, ridding someone of anxiety. And I think that kind of goes hand in hand with the self-love, because we'll let things from our past, things that, are going on in our present or may go on in our future, we will let those things get us worked up. We'll get stressed and we'll get anxious, and all of those negative emotions will affect the way that we see ourselves. It will affect, our self-love. And I myself struggle on a daily basis with my self-love, my self-worth, my self-esteem, and this fig tree. I've always went there to meditate, and I started going there a lot more lately because this particular person that's in my life, this person I love so very much, they're very important to me. I'm very bonded and connected with this person. Well, this person's mom passed away not too long ago, and after she passed away, before and after, I had did some spell work, and I started meditating, and during my meditation, I seen where there was an open door. And when I seen this open door, I heard a female's voice, and I didn't realize it to begin with, but it was this friend's mom. It was her speaking to me through this open door. And I finally answered her, and I went through the door, and like I said, it was during meditation, but ever since then, I have formed this connection with this person's mom. And I go to this fig tree because that is where I was meditating when all of this came about, and I continue to go there, and it's kind of turned into our place, I guess you could say. And when I go there, I make contact with her, and it's nothing spooky or ghost-like or anything like that, you guys, but it's through like meditation. And we can see things during meditation. We can get a thought, we can physically speak out to someone, and I do that. And sometimes I'll say nothing. I'll just simply, ponder and think. And sometimes I will go to the goddess, and sometimes it'll come to me in dreams. there's really no set way to make contact or connection with someone from the spiritual realm, but you can. You can do it purposely or you can do it unintentionally, and that's what happened with me unintentionally. But as a child, I didn't have a good relationship with my mom, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe the whole, thing with my friend's mom is, I made a connection with her. I formed a bond with her. I look at her and I look to her as my motherly figure. And I didn't understand it then, but now I do. And what it was all about was her helping me to understand, to have self awareness. And in doing so, I found my self worth. My self esteem has, skyrocketed, and, it has helped me to love myself again. And, sometimes along the way, we will forget how to love ourselves and we won't have self love. And if we do have any, it's not enough. And I think that's what happened with me. I had self love because you have to love yourself to even get up each day. You have to have self love to do things, to want to help others. But, just because you have a little self love doesn't mean you have enough. You need to have enough so you can be happy, so you can form healthy relationships. Because in order to love someone else and to accept their love, you have to first love yourself. And that's what had happened with me. I'm in a relationship now and I love this person with all of my heart, but because I didn't have enough self love for myself, I would lash out at this person. I would get upset about things and I would get sad about things, and I would always lash out at the person I love the most. And I know it makes no sense, but that's what we do, And in order to love someone the way they deserve to be loved, to love someone the way that you want to love them, you have to have self love. And that goes both ways. In order to receive their love and to, accept their love, you have to have self love for yourself. And that's where the fig tree came in. I made a connection with this person's mom. And even though my connection was made through meditation and it was made, she is in the spiritual realm and I'm in the physical realm, and there's like a doorway between us. You can access this doorway, but you can't go there to stay, and she can't come here to stay, but we can access this doorway. And no, it's not a physical door. You can't just walk in there and, visit her. It's a spiritual doorway. And, it's not like on the movies and you see this ghostly apparition or, you have these mental powers. It's nothing like TV. TV is make-believe. But you have your mind. You have your thoughts. You have your, your desires, your intentions. And, that's what it is. And, we can make contact with the spiritual realm. We can speak to the goddess. We can simply, call out to the universe. We can go out in nature. There's so many ways to access, the part of you, your heart, what's within you, to obtain self-love. And that's why I said, the magic of self-love, because I turn to my craft when I'm sad, when I'm happy. I turn to my craft, and I have learned that through my craft I have accessed self-love within myself. And sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes we need other aspects to help us get where we need to be. And that was the case with myself. It wasn't one particular thing, but it was several. And I thank my love, my true love of my life, because without the understanding from this person and the constant, reminding me of, I deserve to be loved. I'm beautiful, I'm worthy. Sometimes we forget and we lose our way. And sometimes, we let things from the past cloud our mind, and we let all these little things affect us, and that's just because we're human. And then it can be the smallest and the simplest little thing that can happen or come about, and we'll remember. And that's what I wanted to speak on. I wanted to speak on how, sometimes we'll forget, we'll forget what is the reason, why is it important? That's why I mentioned before the self-awareness. And I have to speak on it again, because those are the three things that help you to get to where you need to be for self-love. And that is the self-awareness. And I wanted to share with you my little turtle. I don't know if you can see him, but I know he's not a stone, but he's made out of sand. And sand has magical properties as well. Most everything does have properties, anything from nature. But the sand, and maybe I can do a video on that, because there's so many different types of sand, just like with stones. But the particular type of sand that my little turtle here is made out of is called Biogenetic sand. And that particular sand is made up of shells, dead, I'm not going to say dead animals, but dead sea life, like clams or oysters or crabs, things like that. And, over time, their carcasses become, washed up on the beach or out in the ocean, and they get beaten, banged, and after a while it crumbles apart, and it just gets smaller and smaller until the pieces are almost minute, and those pieces will settle to the bottom of the water. And that is what biogenetic sand is actually, the pieces of dead animals, of crushed shells. And that's what this little turtle is made out of. And the healing I guess the cat's out of the bag. That's the, one of the properties is the healing property. But the properties of biogenetic sand is healing and love. And I just thought, with the thing that we're on, I had to bring my little turtle, because that's what he's made out of. He's made of love. If you think about it, he's made out of this biogenetic sand, and the properties of that particular sand are love and protection. So this is my little turtle that is made of love. And I just thought, he was perfect to include. And not only that, if you think about the turtle, he has his shell, and he uses his shell as his home, basically. But the main reason for his shell is if he feels threatened, if he becomes scared, he draws up into that shell. And that's kind of what we do when you think about it. Whenever we forget how to love ourselves, when we think we're not worthy, when we lose our self-esteem, what do? We pull back. And just like the turtle, when he pulls back in his shell because he's scared, or he's frightened, or he feels threatened, we do the same. We pull back. And when we pull back, we pull back from others, but we also pull back from ourselves. We become withdrawn. And when we become withdrawn, there's a reason behind it. It may be, a reason from our past, a traumatic childhood, or it could be because of something someone has said to us. Someone may have bullied us or hurt our feelings, or, maybe we got our heart broken, or maybe we broke someone's heart, or, we may not have hurt them intentionally, but unintentionally we hurt them. Something negative and hurtful happened for us to pull back. And in pulling back, that's when we forget, how to love ourselves. That's how we lose, our self esteem, and we forget that we're worthy. And I just wanted to include my little turtle of love. And I have showed you guys this so many times, but I had to bring it. It's my twin flame quartz. And like I've told you before, this certain crystal, it has a sentimental vibe to it because of someone that's special to me. So I use it very often. I carry it every day. But anytime I do any type of work with, love, the aspect of love, I always include it. But kind of wanted to just show you this. And what this is my earbud case. And those earbuds are no more. They've been trashed. But I kept the little case because I just wanted to give y'all a tip. And yes, I recycle, I reuse. I'm a cheapskate. But I like these little pouches. They zip up, and they usually have little elasticy pockets right here. And you can put herbs, you can put anything in it. But when I have a stone and I don't want it to get beaten, banged up in my purse, or I want to include some herbs with it or whatever, this is just a special stone. I use my little cases like this as my stone cases, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. But I brought my twin flame stone because what better way to express love than to express it through a twin flame stone, because that's exactly what they are used for mostly, is to help you find your twin flame. And what other way to think of love is to think of your twin flame, because what is a twin flame? A twin flame is a reflection of you. A twin flame is one complete soul that has separated. And when it separates, there's going to be a female form and a male form. And, twin flames don't always have to be romantic, but for me, mine is, they tend to have that best friend vibe, that brother-sister vibe, that lover vibe. It's like everything in one. And, it's like looking in the mirror at yourself. If you was to see, like for me, I'm female, my twin flame is like looking in the mirror to see my male version of myself. And some people will argue with you and say that you can't have a romantic relationship with a twin flame that'll last, that'll work, but I beg to differ. Everyone's different. And my twin flame is my lover. My twin flame is my best friend. My twin flame is me. I'm him and he is me. I have to disagree on the whole twin flame not being able to be a romantic partner, because mine is. But like I said, everyone's different. But I just had to include my twin flame crystal, because for me, what other way, can I express love, through this stone? And like I said, in order to have self-love, you have to have self-love is what I'm trying to say. I'm getting my words crossed up. But you have to have self-love to love someone else. You have to have self-love to accept someone else's love, you know. If you don't have self-love, you're not going to have a good relationship with another person. You're not going to have a happy relationship, a loving relationship. You're going to have problems. So before you try to do anything else, you've got to love yourself. And if you're already in a relationship with someone and you care for that person, if you care for them any little teeny tiny bit, I beg you to please get your mind right. You know, you've got to find your self-awareness. You've got to see the things you're doing. You've got to understand the things you're doing. And then once you do that, then you'll realize your self-worth. And once you realize that you're worthy, you don't need to try to figure it out. You don't need to try to understand what the reason is. You know, there's nothing to do except accept it. Accept the fact that you are worthy, because that's the way the goddess made you. She made you worthy. And the reason she made you worthy is because she loves you. We are all children of the goddess. And all mothers love their children. So think about it. The goddess is our spiritual mother. She is the mother of all. And, you know, she loves us so much that she's going to give us self-worth. And all you have to do is to understand that you are worthy. You have to accept you are worthy. And that's all there is to it, because you are worthy. That's it. You're worthy. Just remember that. You're worthy. That's the only thing you have to do to have self-worth, is to understand you are worthy. That's it. And once you have that, realize that you are worthy, then you'll realize that your self-esteem is starting to rise. And it may not happen right away, but it will eventually happen. Your self-esteem is going to soar. And once it soars, then you will have self-love, and you will understand that you have self-love. And that's when you will see, that's when you'll understand that you love others fully. It may be one particular person that you're in a relationship with. It could be your children. It could be your family. It could just be your friends. But once you realize that you love yourself and you have self-love, then you can give love freely, and you can accept love freely. And once you can do those two things and you can have self-love, then the next step is achieving happiness. And you know, that's the whole reason right there. Everyone wants to be happy. What makes us happy? To find love, to be loved, to be able to give love. And it sounds so easy whenever you break it down and you say it. You know, you just need to, you know, find self-awareness. You need to have self-worth. You need to, you know, let your self-esteem begin to raise up, and then you'll have self-love. It sounds easy, right? Well, it is easy. We are the ones that makes it hard. You know, we're human. We try to, you know, twist and bend and pull back and pick at the logic of everything when we don't have to. But we do. I do. And I just wanted to, you know, speak on the self-love just a little more, because like I said, I had a few things to say, and I just wanted to make sure that everyone understood that sometimes I get a little rushed at the end of my videos and I tend to get sidetracked, but it's just because there's so much I want to share with you guys, and it just takes up, you know, time. And I just wanted to speak on the magic of self-love once more. And I wanted to say that I hope you all can resonate with this video, and I hope you all can find a way to achieve self-love. And like I always tell you guys, if you believe, you will receive. Much love. Bye, you guys.